So when Aragorn was crowned in the Lord of the Rings, he took a new name. It was Elessar Tercontar, and its origins are very interesting. I'll give you a hint, it has to do with Elvish. Let's focus on the first part, Elessar. This name comes from the Quenya Elvish language, but its origins reach the first age of the Tolkien legendarium. So basically, in the first age, a first Elessar was created. But we're not talking about Aragorn here, we're talking about a stone that was by man called the Elf Stone. And basically, it was this green gem, this green jewel. It was said that the person that was carrying it had an immense healing power and also could see the youth where there was decay. So later, at least one of the Elessar elf stones came to Galadriel. Actually, it was given to her by none other than Gandalf, and he said to her that this great gem he was given to her just for a while to hold on to, basically. And he told her that soon she would give it to another person, to another being, and that person would be called Elessar. Galadriel gives Aragorn the Elessar stone. Aragorn was definitely a worthy man, also was a healer already, so they would really just enhance his powers. And then, when Aragorn was crowned, he actually chose this name, Elessar, thus fulfilling Gandalf's prophecy. And now we can just look at the etymology of the word Elessar. It's made out of two words. The second one is sar or sarn sometimes, and it means a small stone or like a gem, basically. So that's pretty literal. But the first one is where all the confusion happens. Everybody basically knows that it comes from the word Elen or El, meaning star, but it's always been translated within the legendarium as elf stone. So Elen plus Sar creates Elessar, and so you would think that the translation, the correct translation would have been star stone, basically. But it's always been translated by man within the legendarium as elf stone. Even Aragorn, when, the man actually didn't want to use Elvish languages and wanted to sort of translate his name to their language, would just say Aragorn Elfstone or the Elfstone. So why not Starstone? Well, basically, in the Sindarin Elvish language, the word for an elf looks actually quite similar to an elf, like we would say that. Or I guess in common speech, elf, edel. But in Sindarin also, El or Elen means star. But in Quenya, the word for an elf is much different. It starts with a Q, so it doesn't sound like, an elf in common speech in English. So somehow, along the story of the legendarium, the race of man started calling them, especially the Noldor elves, the elves that spoke Quenya, with the word for a star, because it's quite similar to the common speech elf, Elen. At least that's my theory. So then the Elessar, the star stone, became just elf stone, because it makes more sense, It was, in the possession of elves, so it's an elf stone. So basically it's a complicated history, but when somebody says that Aragorn was called Elfstone, you can say that actually the perfect translation of his name would have been Starstone. But I think both versions, Starstone and Elfstone, reflect his personality very well. So that's it basically. I just wanted to explain this little detail from the Lord of the Rings to you. Now, if you want to learn more Elvish, I invite you to join my community. It's the first link in the description. You can basically learn Elvish to fluency and talk with other Tolkien enthusiasts. So join that, and I'll see you tomorrow for another episode of the Elvish Month. Navaer, or actually Namarier.